Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of X4 with the Star Wars Interworlds mod 0.73 installed. Wow, that died quick. We are picking up where we left off pretty much. I've just been doing some fleet manoeuvring. We are currently in Necropolis, and we are liberating Necropolis from the New Republic. Our TIE fighters have just destroyed 2 CR-90s, which is pretty good going. To say a CR-90 is usually a assault, an anti-fighter ship. But yeah, I'm just waiting for these fleets to get themselves into gear. We've got his probe droid just kind of like scouting out these other stations, and we've got the Sith fleet. Our Harrower fleet is basically coming in as well. We've got the support fleet, NR-07's fleet, sat in Jakku as well. There is a dreadnought, or there was a dreadnought hanging around there. So I figured it would be nice to potentially see how the AI reacts to a small threat, if it's still there. And if this decides it will let me do what I want it to do. Right, fly and wait there. Fly and wait there. We'll remove that one. He's waiting for some subordinates. He must have launched some fighters at that weak way transporter. So yeah, we're basically going to check out how the AI does on its own, which will inform us roughly maybe what they're going to do. When left to their own devices. You, sir, need to definitely repair. Oh, you can't.
Awaiting orders.
Can I not upgrade and repair at that there station? Oh no, so you can't upgrade and repair on the contest. That's good to know. So those will need to well, they should have service crew on, so that should repair them long term on their own. But yeah, I kind of want to know what things are going to do. This week, look at this idiot. Look at this fool of a toque. Let's do a live stream view of our raiders, our little raider wing. I wish we'd got the blueprint for the raiders, because I do think they're pretty good. We could buy them from the Empire, but our strong suit is not money. It's not financial power. It is definitely the power of manufacturing, being able to basically manufacture our own ships. You guys are taking your sweet old time. I guess it's taking a little while for everything to dock and everything launches. We could combat that by basically telling it not to. So you can sort of like in one of the loadout tabs, I think it is, have all the ships docked, but then it's more micromanagement. So for the sake of waiting a little bit, and we need to wait anyway because the fleet is basically almost in where I want it. We're just letting the last few dregs come in, and the idea is the Sith fleet are going to secure this gate for us. We're going to clear out Necropolis, and then we're going to start building a mega fleet of essentially Sith ships. So that's what I've decided I want to do. Have the Sith Mega Fleet up and running and kind of like do that essentially, and then we're going to blitz through this southern part, cut the New Republic off here, take out this. There's usually a wharf here. Find a good little choke point to dump a station down, which is probably going to be Folus unless there's some stations in Fondor. Drop his research station down there because that is building the wharf and stuff like that. And then we're going to cut up through Corellia into Coruscant and devastate them. And to do that, I want the best fleet. So let's have a look at our... Because I can't remember, have we seen the Inquisitor in action? We've seen the Harrower class in action. We should make very quick work of this Dreadnought, especially with all those missiles being fired. I think that was its death knell there. Is there anything else on Dradas? No. So that was a nice kill for those. I don't think they lost anything, which is good. I mean, we could even potentially take out this tech factory with that Sith fleet. I mean, we could split the fleets. Some of these might be a little bit heavy hitting for some of our fleets, though. I mean, Hammer Fleet should do well. So, do you know what? We'll actually do that. So, where's old Sorrybear? There he is. Look at that. So, I want you to coordinate an attack on that. We'll remove your flying weight order. Because at the minute we've been a very hands-on admiral. We've kind of like done a lot of micromanagement and stuff like that. What I am interested to see is how the AI does it, because then what we could potentially do is make a vast northern fleet to come down this way that we don't have to be part of. It'll be more like an RTS style of fleet, if you get what I mean. Well, we'll just command it to do what's necessary. And it might make things a little bit quicker. If we can trust the AI to do what it needs to do, then we might be... why have you stopped there, little drone? Yeah, if we could trust the AI to do what it needs to do, we should be a bit more golden. Right, that's only a high-tech factory. This fleet should be able to coordinate an attack on that. Why are you fleeing? Don't flee. You're the goddamn Sith Armada. What are you fleeing for? We will send the beta command fleet in on this one as well. Double guns means double death and all that good stuff. Because we need to be unstoppable. We need to take a leaf out Big Papa P Palpatine's book, which was essentially build a mega death fleet, I reckon. And we need to basically take everything out. Wipe them all out. What we might have to do is, because Necropolis is not a stronghold as such, so once we've cleared it, what we might need to do is just drop back to safe grounds like Rakata Prime, just to coordinate our fleets, the logistics, get things repaired, replenish fighters and all that sort of stuff. Oh yay. Having good fun there. So we're going to do a multiple... So we're not going to be in this view all day, don't worry. We're going to do a multiple pronged attack. We're going to command these fleets to synchronize in a minute. I just want to get a few more ships in range. Ooh. Poor old Whitey is already having a bad day. That's good. The Sith fleet seems to... Oh, that's a military spec one as well that they're using for trading. Interesting. Looks like that one's already under fire, which is promising. We didn't tell the AI to do that. They've just done it all on the loans. Right, so we're going to coordinate. We're going to trigger that now. Trigger. It'd be also interesting to see how the Sith fleet can do against in a station battle scenario. We're going to trigger this one. And where is the persecutor? We're going to trigger that one as well. Go, go, go. So you should sort yourselves out. Let's have a look at some of our other fleets. Let's have a little I Spy. So we'll follow the journey of the Alfarius for this one. I'll be interested in how these, because these are quite short-ranged weapon-wise. They pack a decent punch. I say short-range; it's just launched humongous torpedo at the station. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how this does. We should have really checked the fleets to see what ships we had, and then we can gauge the potential of what we're going to lose. It might be worthwhile as well, given that quite a few of our big ships, ooh, that's a rather large explosion, do have torpedoes on them. Add in some sort of missile component factor to our research facility. I mean, it's got a good rate of fire on the old missiles. I mean, these tech factories are potentially not going to be 100% gunned up, because this system is not a native system to the New Republic. It is a system that they take, essentially. So depending on what their supply is like, and they're getting the guns, the main guns to bear now, which is good. I feel confident. Let's just quickly check on the other fleet. I mean, this station should stand. God, look at all that death. Sorry, what are you doing? I mean, I definitely the Sith stuff's good, but I definitely think the ISD2 have probably got more firepower. They've definitely got more range. Which, I mean, the Sith ships are an ancient design, so having these things, these are relatively new in the old Star Wars-ness. I'm a bit worried about Crossfire at the minute. I'm a bit worried about where that Contos is sat, because some of that ISD2 fire is really going wide. Look at all that firepower. Once these guys get in range, and once they start hammering away, just look at the death and destruction. This is why it's called the Hammer Fleet, because you know, that's what it does. It hammers stuff into pulp, death, destruction, chaos, and all that good stuff. Good, you are doing your job. What about down here? Let's actually have a look at how some of these guys are doing.
Terminus.
The Terminus. Because we built these, we looked at them, and then we kind of put them on defence. The research facility is currently being defended by our secondary ISD2 fleet, where if the New Republic or anyone decides to attack through certain avenues, we are a little bit stretched thin on the defensive front, but offense is definitely the name of the game as it stands at the minute, because we need to clear the New Republic out. In hindsight, thinking about it, it's something that it's a mission we've been on for several episodes, because the original Imperial campaign, that was what it was all about, and we've started and we've stopped pushing on the New Republic and destroying them. And I think by now it's definitely time that we follow through on our threat and our promise to rid the galaxy. That's going to be a defensive platform, I would think. Why are you... Attack? Flee? Why are you all fleeing? Don't flee. Especially if you were thinking about going in that way. You dork. Right, that's that station gone. We have got some, looks like potentially some ships trying to flee the other way. I don't know what they're running from. I mean, let's be honest, if you were considering running out of the protection of, you know, that massive Star Destroyer fleet, then you're probably going to be scared of a lot of things, aren't you? Because I would say this is the safest place to be right at this moment in time. Right, Sorba, you coordinate an attack there. Sith fleet, you fly and wait here. So we need to kind of like start thinking about what ships we actually want in this mega fleet, or how many. We know what ships we want. We want Sith ships. We're probably the way we're going to have to build them is probably without missiles and then equip them with missiles after, because otherwise we just sit and wait a very, very long time waiting for them to build, because they get confused. Because the original ones we made, the reason they wouldn't build is because it said it needed, say, like 1,600 missile components, but it actually needed 20,000 missile components. So because it wasn't fulfilling the components list, it just basically got a little bit confused with itself. But we can work around that. We can build the ships and then send them to upgrade and resupply at that station. So like I said, we're going to clear this system of that. We're going to also be able to take out a New Republic construction vessel, which is good for us because it means we're costing them money. And they're trying to build defense stations, which is fine. You try and build them, I'll destroy them. In fact, let's also bring in the Beta Command Fleet. We'll bring that sort of in here, and that way we can potentially take out some trade ships and stuff like that. And we've got this system now essentially cornered. We could do with getting a scout vessel with some satellites. In fact, we might do that with our resource. And let's just look at the wonder that is the Venator. It's a pity we've not got the same reputation bonuses we did on the old Imperial playthrough with the CSA. I could remedy that, I suppose, and build some stations in CSA territory, and we could get some more Venators. I mean, in an ideal world, we would get the blueprints, but the blueprints for ships like this, I think they're in the 120 million range, and that is just for the chassis. That's not including weapons, shields, engines, and everything else. That gets pricey. You've got some very dramatic music playing for something that's not so dramatic. What are you guys doing? Oh, you're an acclimator. Who do you belong to? Sinar. They're meant to be on our side, Sinar. Let's move forward a little bit, so we can intercept some of these cargo ships. We might as well get some secondary kills on this as well.
Defense platform.
I mean, that does look like it's almost... It says it's down at 0%. Yeah, it's gone solid. That basically means it's about to pop. Let us hunt down these pelters. Now, these these are the build storages. These aren't targetable, but if you're in a fighter, you can actually blow them up. So we might do that.
Something hit us.
Very surprised at that Sinar fleet ship. That is borderline treachery. I mean, it's not even borderline, is it? Sinar fleet systems are meant to be on our side. They're purveyors of Imperial. What's that? Nice little trade ship. Well done, guys. You're going on your own. So we're going to leave this to see if it triggers on its own once it's got itself into position.
Neutron Star Builder.
Target the builder. Oh, it's firing back. It's coming for it. It's going in for
Taking hits.
a bit of a strafing manoeuvre. I mean, why you would want to do that, I don't know. We're just going to do a little bit of a roll. This is why space combat's beautiful. Because you can do things like the roll and bring more guns to bear. You're done, mate. Look, you're surrounded. Just bail out. We're not going to move too much because weakness in the neutrons is the engine, because it's so big. Once it gets into our well, the weakness in that particular neutron is its hull and lasers. But yeah, so if you're using smaller craft to take on bigger ones like this, they have a blind spot, essentially, which is here. You can sit here. These engines are targetable. You can take them out, get it to sit down basically, while you
Awaiting orders.
blow it up. Well done, guys. We've got anything on the old magnet? We should have something on the magnet. Have you started your attack now? Yes. Look at that. So, technically speaking, this should trigger quicker if we weren't in system, because the collision meshes and stuff like that. Jolly good. Jolly good indeed. Right. We don't have any civilian satellites. So what we're going to do, you've done your exploration now. We're going to send you to this wharf. Upgrade and repair, and I would like you to pick up some advanced satellites. Now, unfortunately for the probe droid, it doesn't have much in the way of container space or equipment, which is, I think, is a bit of an oversight, to be fair. Like your probe droid, you would think it'd be able to deploy satellites on a fairly easy basis. Right, so we've just got to destroy this base now. Let me have a look at what's going on here. Sorrowburst seems to be nice and close. His fleet is the most experienced fleet. We took the Sorrowburst, the Hammer fleet out in, I believe, our initial tractor beam on the station. We'll have to talk to him about that maneuver. But yeah, we took this fleet out in one of our initial forays into New Republic space, where we unfortunately lost the Raditz Bay. But it's a good fleet with some of the most highest skilled commanders we've got, which is either a very good thing or a very bad thing, depending on who we ask. Right, so NR fleet, I need you to fly and wait here. Get you out of Dodge. We'll get this fleet out of Dodge. We've done a lot of damage to the New Republic. Fly and wait there. Beta fleet, you are also going to fly and wait here. That way, if the New Republic do try and make a push through up this arm, we've got our fleet to lend aid, essentially. And we'll just check on some of our ISD2s. We'll watch the carnage, essentially. There's a nice strafing manoeuvres there. Watch the crossfire, lads. We don't want to destroy any of our own ships by accident with that turbo laser. It doesn't even look like a lot of these systems were operational on this station, because that defense platform doesn't look like it's firing back. There we go. Another happy landing, as Obi-Wan would say. Or in this case, another dead station. And that is the liberation of Necropolis. I say liberation. That's the propaganda talking. That's the extermination. I mean, how would we phrase as our fleet? Are we fully embracing the Sith now?
We've found something out here.
Oh, what have you found? Do tell. It's either an X-wing or it's a lockbox. Either which way, I'm not particularly fussed right now. I want you to go there. Oh, we got some glitching. Some glitching kitchen. Right, so that's Necropolis. Done, dusted, wiped out. So now we're going to fly back here. And we need to start piecing together what we're going to need for our Sith fleet. So, Sith fleet's pretty easy. What have we got at the minute in the Sith fleet? We have got... not interested in this fleet anyway. You just stay there. We're not going to add anything to this fleet, this command fleet. The Precursor Tor is still one of my favourite looking Star Destroyers. I still like the way it functions. It's just not dealing enough damage for us. So we're gonna. This fleet is not mothballed. It's still in active service, but not going to be taking on reinforcements. Our fleet is fine with what it's got. We've got enough of a screen to get out of dodge if we need to. Warfleet Soribur has got 5 ISD2s in total and a number of 235 fighters. So that's probably going to need some reinforcements on the fighter front, but we're not worried about those. We don't need to worry about the patrol fleet. NRO7. I mean, what we might do is flesh these fleets out. So we might give them another couple of Star Destroyers. That has got 2. Okay, so we're down 2 and 2. 2 Terminuses, a Harrower, and an Inquisitor. I want 5 big ships. Or do I want more? Let's have a look. What can we build right at this moment in time? Let's just pause it a second. Build ships. XL. We'll only have 1 Inquisitor. I think is a fair set. We'll go high preset to start off with. Engines only 1 option. Shields around engines is fine. I'm happy with the big all 3 Mark 3s. Yeah, I'm to be fair, you don't have much of an option on these weapons and fitment wise and stuff like that. We'll give them all Mark II everything, targeting computers. Crews, I'm not bothered about Marines. I just want basically service crew to keep it nice and prepared. We've got flares. We've got the concussion missiles. Now, we'll knock this down to 0. We'll put this up to 35 repair drones and then 5 cargo drones, just in case we need to transfer anything between ships. We'll save that as our I've been put. I think I've been putting them under Zinj because that was the original inspiration for this playthrough. Was Warlord Zinj's Mega Fleet. Zinj Harrower Fleet. Save that. Good. And grab. And we'll add that to the shopping list. It doesn't say we're actually missing any components at the minute, so if we've got 3. Let's try for a 7. Cheeky 7. That's actually not that much. We could build that. The problem will be giving them all missiles. But do we if we've got that many, do we need missiles on them? One thing we are going to need though, it's paused. Is it actually building them? It's not building them as of yet. We'll see what it does. We are going to need fighter support for them. So we'll get that cracking and brewing now. Fighters are going to be Furies and Supremacies, and I'm sure the Warcog station can help us with that endeavour. Let's build ships. We want small ships. We want Furies. Add to shopping list, and we want yeah, that was the Supremacy. We need the Furies. NO Furies. I've been calling them NO. Add to shopping list. Right. Shall we go nutso? 100 of each. 100 of each. Yep. Right. Okay. So now this is going to be our mega fleet. We're going to have 100 fighters, which spread across a Harrow class, because a Harrow class has actually got a decent amount of fighters, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, 60. It's not actually that many fighters, but we'll do them in batches of 100, and we're going to build the massive fleet. That's going to take a long time, and we could push through some more, but I'll be honest, I don't think we need to push through right at this moment in time. I'm going to try and get a gauge on how long these are going to take, and like with the Harrower and stuff like that, and we'll take it from there. So I'll come back in a minute when I've got some news and ideas on how this is kind of going to go down. So I will see you shortly. We're probably going to put it in Setter as well, just to kind of speed things along. Welcome back, ladies and gents. So, little update on the fleet first of all. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Harrowers. Sorry. Should we add more? Should we have 7 Harrowers? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's another one there being built. That's 6. I'm sure I ordered 7. Maybe not. Oh no, we did order 6 to make it a nice round number. So we've nearly built all those. We've got, I'm going to do squads of 40 ships on each Harrower. So we've got 20 Supremacies on Interception, and we'll have 20 Furies on your kind of attack or defense or whatever we see fit. So that's going well. But the New Republic have decided they're going to retake Necropolis, and we can't be having that. They've got a substantial fleet there. It's not got much in the way of bulk. It's a lot of fighters, it's a lot of dreadnoughts and stuff like that. So we're going to go on the offensive again, and we're basically going to hold this area. Black Sun have got some patrols up and down in Jakku, so we'll be taking those out. I've plonked a couple of satellites down just so we can check for stuff like that. AI is kind of like standard assault, kind of like taking a sector, is usually build a defense platform near a gate and then expand outwards. But we can't be having them retake basically what we've already done. We're going to leave the Sith fleet where it is for now until piecemeal. We want a united front, essentially. So we're going to fly there. And we're going to basically beat back these evil New Republic people. We are going to bring NR7's fleet up to the gate at Jakku, just so we've got a fallback repair position, essentially, which is all useful. It has slowed down a bit on the production side because we are getting low on resources. We are going to have to make a couple more fighters as well, just to bulk out these fleet. But we're going to have a very dominant fleet, to say the least. The other thing that happened is, while we were away, we've accrued 141 million. That is because, if we just pause it, the Empire has put a large order in for us and have kept doing so. So they've been ordering a lot of TIE fighters and things like that, and they ordered a couple of Star Destroyers, I believe, as well, which gave us... I got a payment for 129 million. There you go. Oh wow, it's elapsed 2 hours. So it's only been about 45 minutes because I've had it mainly in Seta. But yeah, look at those numbers. So that's given us quite a bit of money. We are waiting on research and stuff like that. This station, the building on it, and I thought it might happen because of where it is, it has slowed down quite a bit, unfortunately. But we should...
What you have for split today?
Seriously? You are going to try and ambush a Venator in your, what, YV? In your little... Well, the biggest thing they've had kicking around is Nebulon Bs. And things like that. I can't really see those ships posing much of a problem to us. Oh no!
Interesting stuff here.
How about you common fighters? Please do come and fight us. I would very much enjoy that. New Republic is mounting in defense. Oh, you poor daisies. Imagine that, like, thinking, well, maybe we can potentially take on one Star Destroyer, if we're canny enough, and then have basically this pop out around you. Oh no. I immediately regret my life decisions. There you go. That's kind of like what happens when you mess with us. Black Sun. I mean, well, I think I spoke about it a while ago as regards to being able to kind of do truces and pieces and stuff like that. If we could, just to make things like easier, I would potentially consider a sort of truce with the Black Sun, just so we can basically say goodbye to them. Like, yeah, we've got the probe searching around an Oak Federation space now. just to kind of see what the crack is with those guys. We don't really have much use for the probe now. Wow, why is the shields down? Is that because we've been crashing into each other? The problem with such a large fleet in close proximity is going to be it will shoot each other. That is something that we're going to have to live with. I've named all the Harrowers as well after Alpha Legion characters. So we've got an Espus, Herzog, who was quite prominent in the Horus Heresy series. Ingo, which is Petch, he was prominent as well. Volderius, Fokron, and I think we've got Jarrus as well. Some of those captains I don't really know. Some of them I remember very much from the books. To keep it in kind of like thematically of what we called it, because the main two ships of the Harrower fleet is the Alpharius and Omegon. Two of my favouriteest Primarchs in the 40k series. I love the Alpha Legion. So there's usually a kind of like a toss up on the Chaos Legions for me as regards to who's my favourite Legion, and it usually comes down to World Eaters and Alpha Legion. I think Alpha Legion is probably my favourite overall because Alpha Legion is just cool. World Eaters have some cool moments. For me, a lot of their coolness happened like just before the heresy stuff kicked off, and then some of the stuff just after, because just after the heresy, when they went into the Eye of Terror, there was some cool stories about basically how deranged they'd become, and how some of the fleets were kind of not very happy with what they'd become, what they'd let themselves have gone. Because if you don't know Warhammer 40k, what are you doing? It's cool now. When I remember 40k when it first came out. Well, not when it first came out, but in the early days, and it was something that was kind of like you didn't really admit it unless you know the other person liked Warhammer stuff. It was kind of like almost that secret nod and handshake sort of thing, like you're part of some occult group. But yeah, the World Eaters were a legion that turned bad, and the World Eaters basically it had a thing called the Butcher's Nails, and it's like this mechanical brain parasite that stimulates all of the angry parts of your brain, and it's constantly nagging in the back of your head telling you to like fight, and it gives the person with the nails a really bad headache essentially, until they turn around and do what it wants it to do. So they turned into a bunch of blood crazed berserkers, unfortunately, and some of them regretted the decision of having the nails fitted towards the end, because ultimately they became slaves to it and didn't like it. There's some cool characters in the World Eaters, but the Alpha Legion like were deemed as a traitor legion, but sometimes not. We don't know why they kind of turned traitor, but are they still traitor? Are they planning on something else? We don't know. Speaking of things I don't know, why is my fleet just all bunched up there? Come on, keep up. I know I've got the fastest ship in the fleet, but
TR-90A.
it's no excuse. Now, will they come and attack me? Be interesting if they do. They do have a lot of fighters. Obviously the Dreadnoughts and the CR-90s are brilliant anti-fight ships, but if they come up close, the thing we need to worry about is their fighters, because their fighters are Most New Republic fighters have quite a few proton torpedoes and have a good way of giving you a headache
You don't stand a chance.
quite badly.
X-Wing T-65B.
Come on, the X-Wing T-65B. Like these guys, the X-Wings, they're really, really good. That's where the New Republic, the New Republic strength lies, is definitely
X-Wing
in
T-65B.
their fighters. Are we going to get to see some of their fighters in action? Are they going to manage to? There you go. So they launch missiles, these proton torpedoes, which is a big ship. There's not a lot you can do, and that does some direct hull damage. And if there's a swarm of them like that, we are now being pelted. And they're fairly quick, and also they've got decent hulls, and they're fairly well armoured as well. But unfortunately for these guys, my fleet has now arrived. And there's one thing I've just realised I haven't done, which was to say launch, launch, launch. So now, if we look at our ship, we can see our, he says, our fighters have launched. We're running a lot of, I think, is it TIE Defenders we've mainly got?
170.
Oh, we might have some Sith ships. We also have the Arc 170s. We got like a, this fleet started off as a bit of a Clone Wars era one. There we go, look at this. So let's make a start running forward. We'll turn our
Rocker Setter Star Destroyer.
hooves on to our hoover system on just to hoover up some of these bits of loot.
Rocker Setter Star Destroyer.
So we've got the Brocosetta Fleet coming in. Now these are probably not going to do very good anti-fighter wise, but we have got the TIE Supremacies coming in, which are one of the Sith fighters. This is the more nimble interceptor. And they're good. Look at all that blue. So I mean already we've got a large advantage in weight of fire. Oh, we're doing some great manoeuvres, guys. Great manoeuvres. Keep it up. Keep it up. Obviously our primary concern is taking out that defence station, which is disappeared. Have they cancelled it? Oh, it looks like they've cancelled it. They've seen this fleet come in and they've decided they don't want to be involved with that. They're starting to spill out. This could turn very quickly into a much larger battle. We'll just pause it a minute, make sure our fleets are going to be in the right positions, such as a Grim Resolve. I don't really want you there because you've now turned your backside to the enemy, but that's fine. That's fine. You know, it's only a top of the range starship. That fleet should be there. Right, I'm missing some Alfarius. You start moving in this way. Sorry, but they... Oh no, they do have quite a bit of fighter support. You guys move in as well. We're there. And you kind of like move to that flank. So then we've got this system well and truly pinned in.
Enemy spotted.
I mean, look at that view from the bridge. And what we'll do is we'll get one of the fleet, probably the Beta Command fleet, we'll give it an order to protect this gate once we've dealt with all these fighters. The Venator is still my favourite looking. Closely followed by the Harrowers. This is like a proper Star Wars battle now, isn't it? Like all the lasers and the ships, and this is like Clone Wars era level of super fights. Because as far as I remember, like on screen, we never see many huge battles in when the rebels were taking on the Empire. Because the rebels didn't really have any huge fleet. I think the one of the largest battles was the battle over Jakku, because that was where a lot of the Imperial remnants were basically came together. So what was then the New Republic that formed into a New Republic met them, and they had a big old scrap. That's why in The Force Awakens, Jakku is covered with lots of downed Star Destroyers.
Going to get it now.
Oh, look at this. Should we see what else is going on?
Terminus.
Let's see what his Terminus is doing. No, guys, come on. You were doing so well. You were doing so goddamn well. Ooh. Well, some of these are taking a little bit of a hammering.
Incoming.
Right, I think what we need to do is leave our fleet to
Incoming.
well, okay. Just a minute. We're losing TIE fighters. We're listing something's so we've got a bunch of our TIE fighters essentially. Shift to G. So because these guys are stuck essentially in our hull, or they were, the way to get them out is to go is pick an autopilot target and basically put it in autopilot. It's one of the Venator's big down withdrawal kind of like down points. We're finding plenty of old ships. I think we can turn autopilot off now. So, don't know why everything is docked. In this particular case, I think the best bet is just sit back and see what happens. What I was going to start doing is basically attacking the New Republic's bigger stuff. I think they do have some dreadnoughts. They might have pulled them out though.
In danger.
I don't know. And this has turned into a fair old scrap, to be honest. This is what happens when you flee, you cowards.
Incoming missile. Danger.
That Contos class is meant to be defending us. It's doing a good job. It's doing a great job.
We're taking hits.
They're the big boys that we want. They'll be the leaders. But what we need to do is essentially deal with all their fighter support first. This is TIE Fury up to.
You're really going to get it now.
Danger.
I mean, this is going to be costing the New Republic a fortune in chips
Serious damage.
and resources. I'm surprised they didn't actually pull out as soon as they had the chance. Because usually that's what kind of happens, is the ships start pulling out. Because they've removed the defence station
I won't let you get away with that.
construction. So obviously they've decided that the system's not worthy of being kept.
Something hit us.
What have we actually got? And how are we doing? We're taking quite the hammering actually. Let's fall back a bit and let the rest of the fleet handle some of it. Obviously, large fights like this do hit heavily on the old frames. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to get this scrap done with, and then we'll call it an episode. Because the fleet, the Mega Fleet, will be done fairly soon. What's that down there? Okay. Some of the New Republic bigger stuff. I'm not shooting you. Who's... what?
Something hit us.
Are you asking... is a New Republic pilot asking why am I shooting him? Because I would imagine that's pretty damn obvious. The reason I'm shooting you is because we're at war and you're attacking me. It's kind of how wars go. If you want to surrender, that's fine. We have got some collisions, which is not the best, is it?
Danger.
Deal with it, Fantines. Look at all those fighters. Should we have a look at some of our... so they're still kicking. We've lost quite a few fighters.
You seem so keen.
Shut up. Since you seem so keen. Sorrybird's fleet's taken a little bit of a hammering on the fighter front. None of their ships' capitals seem to be badly wounded though, which is good.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
That terminus there isn't looking too well.
Terminus.
But,
Incoming.
you know, it's... you're going to lose ships. And because of our facilities, we can replace and rebuild these relatively easy. I mean, damage-wise, we are costing them a hell of a lot more than it's costing us. They're never going to win that war of attrition on us.
Incoming missile.
Let's have a look at what some of the Contosses are doing.
You seem so keen. Let's fight.
Oh, the Contos. I wanted to see the Contos. Not like that Harrow, is it? The Terminus is a bad-looking ship. Oh, it's because I'm in the map mode. You look like a Contos. So one of the factions that's getting a bit of a influx of new ships is the Imperial Ascendancies. They're getting, God, look at those 3-star destroyers there. They're getting quite a few new ships. I think they're getting 4 or 5 ships in total. They're getting a couple of large ones as well. Very much of the styling of the Contos, which will be quite cool. I mean, I'm very so we were talking about new series and stuff like that. For when the new update comes, and we're definitely doing a Hapes one, that's definitely for sure. But I mean, one of the other tempting ones is to do an Imperial Ascendancy one, simply because of the new ships. But on the same token, I want to do a Mandalorian sort of one. But we need to have a look at who the Hapes are allied with, because I was reading up a little bit on the Hapes, because it's not a faction that's massively familiar to me. They are more of a Legends faction than a Canon faction. The Hapes Consortium, it's very much a matriarchy, like women are in charge, due to like their history of like basically Hapes. Wow, look at that burst there. Hapes were originally like pirates, and then they used to capture and enslave women, and then the women basically vowed never to be controlled by men again, and that kind of thing. So, but they are like an isolationist faction, essentially. So, oh, it looks like these guys have moved in and are starting to hammer down on some of the other stuff. Where did those dreads go?
Delta Class 2 frigate.
They're sending some pelters in. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. Well, please don't. We should probably be paying attention to ourselves. And one thing we need to spend special attention on is what are you doing? Because if you accidentally go through that gate and there's a fleet, we're definitely going to lose some ships. Right, let's just have a quick assessment. I don't think we need to be falling back now. Repair drones will sort a lot of this out. We've got rid of the majority of the chaff, I think. There's a few fighters that we need to mop up. We need to do a rough head count of what ships are lacking what and see if we can do some replenishments. I mean, we could actually probably claim a lot of these ships. The problem with claiming them is it costs us marines, and yeah, crew wise, it's a bit hard to get the crews. So you can see the battle is now coming to an end because you're getting more concentrated bursts everywhere. But yeah, back to the Hapes. So the Hapes, traditionally a small string of planets, very isolationist, but very powerful. Their ships were very powerful. For whatever reason, both the Emperor and the New Republic and everyone left them alone during the kind of like rebellion, the rebellion wars, which would suggest they're quite powerful. So I'm interested to see on an Interworld, Star Wars Interworlds kind of front, what does that mean faction wise? Who are they going to be allied with? Are they going to be fairly neutral? Are they going to have any enemies? I would imagine pirates will be kind of like your standard enemies, but if they're like against no faction, it'd be cool if they were sort of neutral. That would benefit us because it means that on a Hapes campaign we can do the Hapes ships and we can... Yep. That's the thing. Thanks, guys. X4, you don't change. We're now being shot by our own ship. That's why our engine just conked out. God, yeah. If the neutral, basically, it means we can maybe do like a Hapian alliance with the Mandalorians or the ACS. But the problem with that is potentially going to be so like where are these all just pelters? Oh, mercenary, and so you're not going to do anything. Why are you there? What are you doing? Flee! No, don't flee. Go back. Jesus Christ. Well, at least we know there's no fleet in Gaiju. I need to see about turning that order off. Right. Just so we get a bit of peace and quiet for a minute. The Hapes then are going to be located up this bit here. There's a gate from Zeltros that leads to oh, there you go, Hapes, Andrella, Roku. So I think it's those three systems there. There's some new systems as well. So allies wise, depending if there's any gates coming through here, we could make a Hapes Mandalorian campaign, which would be pretty cool, and that would probably be around fighting the Empire to stop them being able to make their Superstar Destroyer. And then if we did an ACS one, I'm just the thing about the ACS one is I'm a bit worried it'd be a bit too much like the Imperial. But then there are going to be a lot of changes in the new version of the update. There's like your fleet requisition stuff that you need, and your fleet requisition stuff is going to be So this fleet would not be possible with what we have system-wise, station-wise, income-wise, supply-wise in the new game, in the new version of X4. We wouldn't be able to maintain a fleet this large with what we've got. We are going to have to start off pretty small and work his way up, which might be fun. We might even do one of the advanced starts for one of the playthroughs. We'll definitely do 2, same as we always do 2. But yeah, we shall see. It's all going to be very exciting stuff. So what we need to do now is we just need to collect all this stuff, get these seminars and these there's some good credits there and stuff like that. That might have been that interceptor there. The last dregs of fighting. We're going to put the beta command fleet on protecting that point. We can actually do that now. Right, beta fleet. Oh god, why have we got Duel of Fate? Duel of Fates for a bloody mercenary interceptor? I mean, it'd take more than the entirety of the Sith flipping past and present masters to get that thing to beat this fleet. Come on, blow it up. Blow it up. There's moles in it. Turn the toolbox to death. Oh, your engines are on fire, mate. Just surrender, bail out. We will probably not destroy all of your escape pods. I can't actually talk. Oh, we're even getting on this fight.
Waiting orders.
There we go. Look at that.
Awaiting orders.
Stop. Pause. Not pause. Just stop. Right, so we need to put some fleets on, and I'm going to do that now while I remember, because little things like that I do forget quite.
Awaiting orders.
So you are going to protect position, area to protect here. Confirm. This fleet's done fantastic. This fleet will get on this flank here. The Alfarius, we want you to kind of fly and wait here. And what we need to do is basically bring NR's fleet up with all of the what you would call it with the auxiliary, and repair some of this, because some of them have taken a little bit of a hammering. We've taken a hammering. We have got repair drones on everything, so everything should sort itself out. But there you go. That's been an episode, hasn't it? So we've started building Mega Fleet, which is fantastic. We've got so many ships. So many ships. It's unbelievable. We're going to assign all you guys to that. That gives us oh, actually, no, that works out. No, I didn't want them to do that. You're meant to go into this fleet. I want to get these fleets completed first, and then we're going to work. We're going to do some supply stuff, because we'll get these loaded up, these ships loaded up, and then we can put these into these fleets. We need some terminuses added into this fleet as well. If there's any fleet compilations that you would like to see, please do let me know, because I can't remember. Sorry, I do apologise. I forgot the name. Someone put a fleet suggestion in for the pirate playthrough of a fleet that they are currently using in their campaign that is working really well for them. It involves some Moncal MC40s, I think it is, as well as some Mandalorian Crusaders and a few other bits and bats. So we're going to implement that in the pirate playthrough that we do. But if you've got any other fleet, anyone's got any fleet suggestions or would like to see some experimental fleets, do let me know. Because now with the money that we've got, if we can't build it, we can definitely buy it from the Empire. In fact, what we might do at some point is go back to the Empire headquarters and see about buying some blueprints for some raiders and some other ships, because we have got a lot of money now, and our stations are making equally as much money. These are a bit low because I think they've been buying in resources. But yeah, we've got the funds to buy some blueprints for some ships that we've got holes in. So yeah, so chuck that down in the comment section and we'll have a look at that. But other than that, this has been the Imperial playthrough. I've been Captain Jack Munction. Thank you for watching, as ever, and until next time.